Hey there, how you doing? Thanks for using my bass hunter service. Um, and I'm here with a Fender Japan pb70us, um, a Tokai made one, not a Fujigen made one. But as I was saying, these are just as good as the Fujigen made ones. There's no real major difference at all. Same materials, pretty much consistent build quality. Older body, hard maple neck, nice quality Indian rosewood, fretboard there, jumbo frets, um, and this one's in good condition. Fretboard is excellent, neck is excellent, and I'm going to stop talking and playing at the same time and just get on with explaining this to you. So yeah, it's in on my bass hunter service. For those of you who are not familiar with that, follow the link below and you'll be taken to my page where you can make a request to find a rare or elusive bass, or even not so rare bass, if you know depends what you're looking for. I'll consider things. You can send me a request and I'll get back to you within 24 hours. And make sure to check your spam mail though. Okay, because often we go missing because you know, I have a signature in my email that maybe a lot of spam filters will think that it's junk or something. So check your spam. All right. Anyway, moving on. So yeah, as I was saying, not all that much difference really. You may be aware that Tokai took over the contract from Fujigen um, to make Fender Japan. But yeah, okay, they took it over, but the truth is they had been making Fender Japan for a long time already. They were making the Squire range um, back in the early 80s. So they've been working with Fender brands since the early 80s. And they were also, fulfilling a demand from Fujigen to actually make Fender. So, a lot of the Boxer range were also made by Tokai, as far as I have heard. So they've had a long history with Fender anyway, which is part of the reason why they probably got the contract. They also have a much bigger manufacturing facility than Fujigen ever had. So, uh, you know, it's much of a muchness. The difference is not much at all. They're pretty consistent between Fujigen and Tokai builds. So, why people want Fujigen builds, maybe it's just because they're older, that they have more prestige because of that, a bit rarer. Sure, these are all those are all things to take into consideration. The other thing to think about as well with these is the pickups. So this has the US pickups. So we had the tone up. So nice and responsive. Are they better than the Japanese Goto made pickups that are on the less expensive versions of this? Not really. I mean, they sound more vintage. The treble response is not as wide. They might be a little bit warmer. Um, but if you're like me, I don't care as long as they're good quality pickups, because you can get warm tone out of your hands. You don't you don't even you can have the tone all the way up and you still get warm tone. or you can use the tone, you know. So that was with the tone down. You know, and it sounds good, and the hardware is you know, it's good. And that's also Goto OEM, made for Fender. The FB3 pegs with larger winders, which are more desirable, of course. So, I mean, it's a great bass. And yes, this is just a room mic. This is just a room mic test, basically. So it's not an official demo or anything. But yeah, great bass. It's a great P bass. It it plays great. It's got good sustain. It'll achieve a low action. Right now it's just set up at a standard 2mm action at the 12th fret, which is industry standard over here. But it plays very smoothly. Like even at 2mm, it feels nice and easy to play. Yeah, I think it's a good option, you know, and we'll be getting in more. So probably be getting a pb62 as well at some point soon. And just looking at the nut here, the nut is very well cut, perfectly cut, which is typical Tokai. This is 40mm at the nut, so that's actually on the thin side for a P bass, right? I think the pb62 is the slightly wider one, like 41 or 42mm. So you might want to consider that as well. What do you prefer? A thinner nut, thinner grip down here? You know, that's something to consider as well, as to whether you would select a 70 or a 62. All right, so cheers for watching, and again, for those of you who are interested, you follow the link below to find out more about my bass hunter service. Cheers.